Just recently, I was at a speaker training, right? It's just an ongoing continuing education sort of training at the best speaker training in the country, Heroic Public Speaking. And I really, was listening to this book. I actually was looking for a book to listen because I finished this one book called Five Levels of Leadership. Really enjoyed it, really loved it, really connected to many different levels and in different ways. But I really, really enjoyed the book. And so then I was in the mood for listening to the book. Typically, I listen to music when I drive. But this time, I listened to the book and then I was looking for a new one. So, I've heard about Simon Sinek's Start With Why book probably for about 5 years, but I've actually never read it. I've had some bad rumors about Simon, and I never actually read the book. And so this was an opportunity because, I don't know, somehow it was brought to my attention or whatever. And so I decided to, okay, I'm going to listen in. Maybe I'll be surprised. And I was. It's a very, very good book. Really enjoyed it, really related to a lot of the things that Apple does that, let's say, Microsoft doesn't do and things like that. Really related to it. And what I really enjoyed there, it actually relates to accountants. And here's what it is, right? In the past 15 years, at least as long as I've been in business, I've been an accountant for 18 years, but I wasn't aware of the word commodity, meaning of how it applies to accountants before, probably about 2010. So maybe about 13 years. There's been this talk about why and how accounting is a commodity. And it shouldn't be, right? We as accountants decades ago got the newer and newer technology tools, right? New programs, new systems, no longer doing the general ledger on green paper, that kind of stuff. And so the idea is that when we got that, we somehow forgot that we're supposed to keep the earnings based on our efficiencies. If we're more efficient, it belongs to us. It doesn't mean transferring savings to the client. And so kind of slowly, accounting has become a commodity. And after I've listened to, I guess, in the car, Simon Sinek's book, what I realized, actually, I understood why this is the case. And Simon talks about the what, the how, and the why, right? And so he talks about the fact that people compete with each other, professionals, whatever, businesses compete with each other based on what, usually, because what is usually very quantifiable. Or how, right? Also easily quantify. But we don't compete on why. And the thing is that Simon talks about the fact that when we compete on how or what, we become a commodity. So if the only thing you can talk about is your benefits of working with you, oh, you're going to get your taxes done correctly. Well, isn't everybody supposed to be doing it correctly? Yes, there should be. But not everybody does, right? Not everybody has a license. Not everybody knows how to do it. Not everybody even knows whether they're doing it wrong. And so that's kind of the reasoning behind it. So I very much connected to it, especially when it comes to accountants. Loved the book. And just wanted to ask you in this video, I would love to know, how do you compete? What do you do differently? And why does it matter? Do you compete on what and how? Or is there a why behind the work that you do? Because most accountants love killing themselves for work, love slaving for work, at work every day. And that's a little bit of a problem because I've had many encounters with people who have done that for years and then they missed out on a lot of things in the family or didn't build a relationship or whatever. Even in 2007, when I interviewed for one of the big four accounting firms, I really, really wanted that internship. But in my third interview, which was an interview with a partner, I asked them, and the guy was about over 50, probably maybe even 55. I asked him, what does your family think of you working like this? And he said, I have no family. And that's pathetic because the only thing that really matters in life, the only thing that really matters is life itself, not work, not working to live, but living to work. And so I didn't get the internship, thankfully, because I would have never been where I am today. But something for you to think about. Stop letting clients' work dictate who you are. Stop competing on the same stuff that everybody else is competing on and figure out your why.